Hey, small business owners, thanks for tuning in. This is the Big Small Expert, a show for independent retailers that gives you tips and tricks on how to make your business stand out in a sea of big box retailers. I'm your host, the Big Small Expert, Melissa Palermo, and I opened my first retail store almost 20 years ago, and since then my passion for small business has continued to grow. In today's episode, we're going to talk about opportunities that you are not going to want to miss this holiday season. It only comes around one time a year. For more small business tips and tricks, subscribe to this podcast and head on over to thebigsmallexpert.com. Okay, so we are talking about opportunities that you do not want to miss this holiday season. Now, as I said, obviously it only comes around one time a year. It's an amazing time. It's a busy time. It could be a busy time for you personally, in your family. It definitely should be a busy time for your business. Your cash register should be ringing. Your store should be stocked. You should be ready to go. Your employees should be trained. Everybody should be ready. But you may have not thought of these things to do. And this is a good time. You can still do it, so don't worry. This is a good time to look at your inventory, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to reduce choice for your customers. Many of the big box retailers have stated, and there's data for it, that people do not like over choice. So simplifying can be better. Now, I know you want to have whatever it is your customer wants when they walk in the door. You want to give them options. You want to give them choices. But too many choices can be too much. It's like when you go to a restaurant, and there are different restaurants, right? There's the kind that'll have maybe 10 different items on their menu, and that's it. You know, maybe they'll have a chicken, they'll have a pasta dish, they'll have a fish dish, a vegetarian dish, and that's what you choose from. Okay. And then there's those restaurants that are sort of more of a diner, shall we say, where they have everything. You want a steak, you want pasta, you want pizza, you want wings, you want a burger. You have the entire gamut to choose from. That can be overwhelming. It can be way too much for customers. So let's try and make it just a little bit easier, and it's going to do good things for your bottom line as well. So I want you to head into your point of sale system and look at each department. Look at the sales for each department year to date, and then by month. Each department, go through whether you have 20 departments, you have 5 departments, whatever it is, okay? Look at your greeting card sales, your candles, your jewelry, your earrings, whatever it is that you sell, and look at the sales, okay? And the bottom 20% of each department, I want you to really analyze it and go, wow, I love this item. I love this fishing rod. I love this tackle box. This is such a great one. But boy, it is not performing well. And I want you to pull those items, okay? You're going to pull those items and you're going to clearance them out. Now, at the end of this podcast, I will give you a couple ideas on how to run promotions to really move these items out. But you want to free up your money, right? You want to increase sales. You want to free up space. There's going to be new products coming out in your industry as we get into the new year. Maybe you're a seasonal business. So, move out those fall items. Move out those things you had in the summer. Good Lord, let it go. Okay, so you're going to reduce choice. That is the first thing that I want you to do, okay? After that, grab doubles. Now you might say, what are you talking about? I am saying you may have, and chances are you do, you're going to have some similar products. So maybe you go to trade shows, maybe you meet with sales reps, and you love some items. You think, oh, these things are going to be great. These candle lighters, these whatever it is, are going to be great. And you actually have very similar products. So go ahead and try and narrow that down a bit. If you have similar products, which I guarantee you do, because I know we all feel like we know every single item that's in our store, chances are you don't. There's some that are going to be a crossover. Grab those doubles, grab those clones, those twins, grab them. We're going to move those out, okay? Then you're going to have those onesies and twosies. I call them the loners. So you could have had an amazing product that sold wonderfully. Before you decide to go and reorder, look at how your sales have been. Is the market dwindling? Now, many of you know I used to own a couple toy stores. That is definitely one of those industries where you see ebbs and flows of hot items, and then the market gets saturated and they're gone. So you don't want to be on the bottom of that, stuck with all of this product. So you could have had, I don't know, 24, 36, 48 of an amazing selling item. But maybe its time is done. Who knows? So think about that and look at that. Or if it's not, if you're in the hype of thing, go reorder some of that. Holy Hannah, what are you waiting for? So if it's a loaner, a one or two, especially in point of purchase displays. So if you get displays that are already put together by a manufacturer, maybe it's a mix of different colors or styles of the same item, the first half of that display will sell twice as fast as the second half. So clear it out or order again. You got to decide either one. Next thing I want you to do is find those misfit items. So maybe you had demos that were open. Maybe you had an event, opened a bunch of games, that you had things that you were, I don't know, burning candles in your store, whatever. You were demoing items and they're open. Let them go. You don't need them anymore unless you're planning on still carrying that particular item. It could be a lotion, it could be a certain scent. Let it go. Mark it down, bottom of the barrel, move it out. You want the space, you want the money, you want to declutter, whether it's your back room, your shelves, or even just your brain. One last line item to worry about is good. So you might also have items that maybe people handled them and the package is open. Maybe it was returned. Someone was like, oh, I changed my mind on this. And the item is still perfectly fine, but maybe it's missing the plastic that's wrapped around it. Move it out. Mark it down. Clearance it out. Let it go. There are some times where certain items that we'll bring into stores will be missing pieces. Now, sometimes you're going to have to look at this. Is it a puzzle? Is it missing a piece? Chances are nobody wants that. Even if you clearanced that out to 25 cents, not worth it. Get rid of it. Let it go. That is I say that a lot. I'm like, pretend you're in the movie Frozen and let it go. Next, I want you to look at your poor performers. Okay, so we sort of did that when we were reducing choice, when you were going by department, looking at sales by month and year to date, and pulling out the bottom 20%. But there are other probably poor performers, especially in displays. So they come mixed, and this is in my own personal experience. There would be displays, they might have blue, yellow, pink, purple, orange. I guarantee you yellow is the bottom of the barrel. It looks great in the display, but nobody picks yellow. Yellow is the worst seller, or in my experience, it was always the worst seller in a display. So I might see in my department report that this item sold great. These pens were excellent. I sold, 28 pens out of a 36 display. Well, I guarantee you I probably have yellow left. So if it's an unpopular color or style or print, move it out. Discount it. If you just have trouble selling it, maybe you missed the mark. And it's okay, we all do. There are things that you will fall in love with that you will think, oh, this is great. My customers are going to love this. This is going to be awesome. Maybe it doesn't translate to them. Maybe it's not a need that they need to fulfill. Let it go. And it could be a whole slew of things in a certain department. Maybe nobody likes 1,500-piece puzzles. Maybe it's really 500-piece puzzles where your bread and butter is. So you need to have some, for the harder, the more of the challenge. But you don't need 20. Move them out. If you have old stock, which chances are you probably do if you've been in business for a while, it just kind of sits there. There is nothing worse than going into a retail store and you can see items have been there since the year of the flood, as my mom would say. They've been there forever. They maybe were used as a store display in a window and the sun faded the box. It looks old, it looks dingy, maybe the box is all junked up, it got dented, who knows? You have old stock, and you need to determine what is old stock to you. There are some rules that people use, but I'm not going to give you any of those because I think it is different for each and every retailer. Some things, of course, are seasonal. If you are selling winter socks, now's the time. Maybe you had them from last winter, you hung on to them. All right, you hung on to them. You didn't clearance them out as the weather got warmer. Now's the time to move them out. Get rid of them, okay? Again, discount. Yes, this is the time where you're going to make your money, make a good percentage of the sales that you do throughout the year. But I want you to discount. I don't want you to be afraid to discount, but don't discount everything. 20% off in the entire store, not a good idea. Don't discount your best sellers. Don't discount the new of the new, the hot items, the things that you can make a full margin on. Don't do it. Save that arsenal of discounting for things that are similar because you're giving over choice, for onesies and twosies of things that you're not going to be carrying anymore, for items where the packaging is not perfect, and people, especially at this time of year, don't want to necessarily buy a gift at full retail when the packaging looks terrible. They're very cognizant of that. People are afraid to give a gift to somebody that person is going to think, I don't know, maybe they had this around their house, or maybe it's used or something like that. Gifts are one of those things that people try to give a pristine item to someone else. So move out the ones that are damaged, move out the poor performers, free up those dollars. You've got extra shoppers in your store. At least you should have extra shoppers in your store. So now's the time to move out those poor performers. One of my favorite promotions for the holiday season is the 12 Days of Christmas. And it's pretty simple. It does take a little bit of work, and you can still do it. I know we're getting into the holiday shopping season, but this is something that I'm going to encourage you to do. So you take 12 items in your store, things you have a lot of, things you're ready to get rid of, things that just are poor performers and not great sellers. Take 12 individual items, and then you are going to, for day 1 through day 12, you can start on December 1st and go through December 12th. That's fine. You can work backwards from Christmas, 12 days prior to that. It's fine, however you want to do it. But each item is going to have a day. So if you have a perfume that is not selling well, but you've got 12 bottles of it and it's time to go, take that item, create an email, because you're going to send out 12 emails over those 12 days. Create a social media post, whether it's for Instagram, whether it's for Facebook. Actually create multiple posts, but at least one, highlighting that item, why that item is so good, So if it's a perfume, maybe it has citrus notes. Maybe it's light and airy. Who knows? Maybe it's for that type of person who likes floral notes, who loves roses, whatever. Highlight it. It is, normally $100. Well, for this day and this day only, you can get it for $65. You're going to have to figure out how much you want to discount it, but don't do a tiny piddling little amount. Nobody gets out of bed for 10%. 20% isn't great either, but you need to look at your margins and you need to figure out what will get your customer to come in, make a special trip, and grab that item and move it out the door for you. So that item, that perfume, maybe that's day one. Well, that means that sale on that item is only valid on day one, on December 1st. So whatever your hours are for December 1st, let's say it's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's it. It's done after that. Okay? Day two, you've got a new item. It's a tumbler. You're ready to move it out. Here's what's so great about the tumbler. Normally it's $60. We're giving it out for $30. Grab it for $30 today only from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you're going to say that in your email each day. You're going to say that in your social media posts each day. You're going to have a central spot when people walk in your door for the 12 days of Christmas item of the day. Okay? It's really, really, it can be a huge success if you promote it and you promote it well. Now, not every item is going to fly off the shelves. Remember, you're pulling things that people haven't been shopping for or purchasing that much. Your slow movers, your old stock, you're pulling that stuff. But what you're doing is maybe it wasn't worth $65 to somebody. But, boy, it's totally worth $30 to them. There you go. You're going to move that out with the 12 days of Christmas. You're going to have, as I said before, you should have some new shoppers in that store. Whether they're a relative visiting here, your local area for Thanksgiving, and they've decided to go out shopping, whatever it is, grab emails. Get every single email address you can. Because really all that is a way to continue to talk to that person throughout the rest of the year. Maybe they only come to your area once a year, but that's okay. You want your store to be on their list of places they have to stop at when they come to visit. So don't miss out on that opportunity. Get emails. Now, sometimes there will be stores and they only grab emails when a person is purchasing something at the cash wrap. That's definitely a way to grab them, but you're still missing some people. I know of stores that will do a raffle, a gift basket, a contest, something like that will get email addresses. So we need your email address, your first name to enter to win this gift card, this amazing gift basket, whatever it is. Grab emails. And once you get those emails, immediately put them into your system so that they start getting emails from you. They start getting those 12 days of Christmas emails. They start getting the emails in the new year because, wow, there's lots of new stuff going on here. Don't just let those emails sit. I do know, and we all get bogged down. We're busy. First things first, customer service and sales, absolutely. But there are going to be those downtimes. Have your employees enter those into your system. Don't sit on them. If you are this is a little added tip that I wasn't planning on saying, but if you are a business, a restaurant, whatever, and people are entering email addresses somewhere or offering email addresses or giving them, don't sit on them for months at a time. You need to have a specific schedule. I don't care if it's 5 email addresses that you're getting every week. Every week, those should be going into your system so those people start getting emails, because that's when it's at the front of their mind. They've offered their email address. They've agreed to give you their email address. They say, okay, it's okay. You can email me. You can contact me. Well, don't wait 2 months. They're not going to be interested anymore, or as interested as they are that day. Okay? So make a schedule to get those email addresses entered into your system so you can start contacting them. So the 12 days of Christmas, I said that. Grab email addresses. I want you to think about doing something extra for your customers. And I mean, it is the season of giving. Maybe it's you are partnering with the coffee shop down the street, and on Saturday mornings, you're offering coffee, free coffee. How great is that? You've got a couple carafes, you've got the accoutrements. Come in, shop, get a nice cup of hot coffee, hot chocolate, hot cider, whatever. Nice little glass of wine is always nice too, but whatever your type of store is, whatever your business is. Think about gift wrapping. In my store, we used to gift wrap, but I didn't do it for free. Some places are all about doing free gift wrapping in certain times of the year. Do it. Do free gift wrapping. If you have the staffing for that, absolutely. Nobody is going to go to a big box store and have everything taken care of. They're going to go, they're going to find the item on the shelf, they're going to walk up to the self-checkout, they're going to scan it, they're going to put it in their bag, and they're going to go on their way, and they're going to think, well, I have to hide it, and then I have to wrap it, and then I have to do this. Do it all for them. You know, you're going to ring them up, offer to wrap it for them. Wrap it up, takes 3 minutes, put it in the bag, they are done. They can mentally check that off of their list. And you have made their lives so much easier. And being a small business, you're able to do that over one of those giant big box stores. So do it. Offer something extra to your customers this season. Whatever it is, okay? Just think of something and make sure that it is true to you and your area. Every year, and it always comes up, do you say Merry Christmas? Do you say Happy Holidays? Do you say Happy Hanukkah? Whatever. What do you say to people? Season's greetings. Think about the area that you're in. Think about your customers. Are they celebrating Christmas? If they are, predominantly, say 99% are celebrating Christmas, don't be afraid to say Merry Christmas. It is okay. Do it. If that is something true to you, if you would be one to say Merry Christmas to somebody, say it. It is okay. I know that some stores try to take the Christmas out of Christmas. That is their own thing. I'm not going to speak to that either way. But let's be realistic. In a lot of areas, people are shopping for Christmas. So, and they're celebrating Christmas, or they're celebrating Thanksgiving, or they're celebrating Hanukkah, whatever. If you celebrate too, then wish them a happy Hanukkah. Wish them a happy Thanksgiving. Celebrate it along with them. Don't be afraid to be authentic. That is the number one takeaway from the holiday season. It's a way to connect. It's just a way of, here is something that I share that you share. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Hanukkah, whatever. So, all right, let's go back and review. So here's what you're going to want to do, because these are opportunities that you are not going to want to miss this holiday season. I want you to try and reduce choice. If you have multiple options for the same type of item, move them out. Grab doubles, things that might be similar, let them go. If you have onesies, twosies, little loners, let them go. Things that maybe you used as demos, things where the packaging is messed up, mark it down, move it out. Poor performers, maybe it's not worth the $60 retail, but it's worth $30 to somebody. Get rid of it, free up the space, free up the money, move it out. Try a promotion like 12 Days of Christmas. Don't forget to grab emails or some sort of contact information for your customers, for people who are shopping in there. There are newbies in there, I guarantee you, and you don't want to let them go. So grab them and hang on to that email address and immediately get it into your system so you can start dialoguing with them. Be true to your customers. Say Merry Christmas if that is what is authentic in your area and authentic to you. And try doing something extra for customers. You know, some amazing hot chocolate, a little snack, gift wrapping, whatever it is. Try to do something extra. It will go a long way. So thank you for joining me on The Big Small Expert. I hope you have an amazingly prosperous holiday season, and I'll catch you again soon on our next episode.